Okay, I've tried to film this intro like 15,000 times and I'm sure every single one of them has been fine, but I am second guessing myself. So what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am kind of going crazy. I woke up this morning and I kind of had a headache and then my class got canceled and so I took it much slower and now I'm late. So I gotta like do a bunch of stuff, but I'm taking 15,000 takes on my intro, so we're not doing great so far. But today I really want to talk about college. I've been reflecting with a few of my friends and we were just like, man, I wish I would have known this before college. And so that's what I'm going to tell you guys. So if you are a senior in high school or you're coming back into college, this is a video for you. I asked a few of my friends, hey, what do you wish you would have known? So this is kind of a compilation of a few people that I know. I'm going to try and keep them anonymous just because hopefully this is helpful. So keep watching. So my first little tidbit is from my friend who graduated a couple years ago. She kind of mentored me as a freshman and we've been friends ever since. And it's just been really sweet. And she said, I wish I would have known that I was going to be okay. She mentioned that she thought she was going to come to college and just like go off the deep end and lose her relationship with God. And actually that's not what happened at all. She became closer to the Lord. And even since she's graduated, that it's just compounded. Like her relationship with the Lord just keeps getting better and better. And I can totally attest to this. I remember having that feeling whenever I was going from middle school into high school, thinking like, oh my gosh, peer pressure is going to affect me and I'm going to end up being a drug addict. Like, I know that that's a little extreme, but it was a real fear. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is just going to be offered to me all the time. And what if I can't say no? And when you have a strong foundation and you've got a good support system, you are going to be okay. And so it's important to just put yourself in the right friendships with the right people around you to protect you, who are going to lift you up and make you better, and just make good choices. But yeah, you are going to be okay. Even if you do stray from the Lord, even if you do mess up, and even if you do party some and you knew you didn't want to do that, like, you are going to be okay. You just got to come on back. Like, that's what's so awesome about Jesus, is that he's so redeeming, so forgiving. We can't use that as an excuse to sin, but I mean, he's just so sweet. So you are going to be okay, and college is going to be fun. And it doesn't have to be drinking and partying all the time in order to be fun. So I wasn't recording it and it was so good. I'm mad. Take two. So my other friend, we met in class and we've become so close and it's just been so sweet. But she said that it is different, but so much better than high school. And I agree. I remember one day I was having a really hard time and just reflecting. I was like, man, I wish I could go back. I wish I could just live in my house with my family again. I wish I didn't have to deal with this. And then I remembered like how hard parts of high school was. And I think it's so important to realize and come to terms with the fact that every single stage of your life, though it will be hard, it does get better and better and better and better. And so it's important not to allow yourself to get stuck in a time because you're afraid of what's coming. So another one of my friends, she's younger than me and she's so awesome. We hang out all the time. But she said, get out of your room. Community is available to you so many different places on campus. But if you don't go out and get it, then you're not gonna find it. And staying in your room like days on end and not really like hanging out with people and developing relationships, like, it is not gonna do you any good. And I know this from experience. I was a sophomore in college and I just like isolated myself in my room and I became very sad because I just didn't have any relational connection. And for me, that was such a defining time in my relationship with God because he was like my soul. And I'll say this, I had friends who were awesome, who were reaching out to me, who were so wonderful. And so in some ways I did put myself in that situation, but it was super important for my relationship with the Lord to realize, like, even if I had no one, I had him. But in that, I wasn't helping the situation. And so I did feel like I was really alone, though I wasn't. It's just really important to like get out and develop relationships and have community. But then also really lean on the Lord, like when you do feel alone and sad and all of those things. So hopefully that makes sense. There's definitely a balance. Like your friends can't be the only thing that you rely on, but you do need friends. So that same friend said that some of your friends won't be long-term, and that's totally okay. And it's so true. My friendships in my freshman year look totally different than my friendships now, but I'm so thankful for every single friend that I've had and what they've taught me and how they've helped me grow, because they have, even if they were hard or whatever. Like, they've all been so important to who I am today. And I think it's really important to remember that we have to hold our friends open-handedly, because if you are like gripping a person like with a death grip and saying like, no, you have to be my friend, then that's not true friendship. That's not true love. Like, it's all a choice, and you have the right to a choice, and so do they. And so just know your worth. And if somebody is like, nope, I don't want to be your friend anymore, then okay, that's totally fine. Let them have that liberty to walk away, and understand that sometimes like it's good for you too. So it's just really important to hold your friendships at a very healthy distance. And by distance, I mean like, don't distance yourself from your friends, but you get what I'm saying. So another one of my friends, she's also younger than me, but she was so awesome. She like pulled me out of my sadness in my sophomore year of college, and she has just been so sweet to me. But one of the things that she said was quality over quantity. Just because you are not Miss Popular or Mr. Popular and you don't have 75,000 friends, that doesn't mean anything. That's not a value statement. Sometimes having one super awesome quality friend is better than having 15 friends that are kind of there, kind of not. Like, so don't put a ton of value into being the person that knows everybody. Put value into having healthy, wonderful friendships that like you can keep up with. That's the other thing. Like, if you've got 15,000 best friends, you're gonna neglect them because there's a lot. So have quality friends and be a quality friend. That same friend also said, don't stress yourself out and beat yourself up for failing a class/test. College is not the be all and end all. Your employers are not going to look at what classes you failed and passed. Don't put all of your worth into your grades, because it is not the most important thing. Yes, you are here for your education, but at the end of the day, you're also here to become a good human. And so I a lot of the times think that college is actually more about the experience than what you learn in a classroom. It teaches you about working hard, living well with others, working well with others, being a team player, becoming a leader, things like that. Like, I might not remember the quadratic formula, but I definitely remember like, okay, how did this teacher add value to my life? What did they teach me about me in this class? And was I a good friend? Was I helpful? Was I there when people needed me? Did I pursue spiritual or mental growth? These last 4 years, I've really prioritized my physical health, and that was something that I didn't do in high school. And so there's so many things that you're learning about, and so don't put all of your eggs into the I have to pass all my classes basket. Like, yes, it's so important. Like, work hard, do your best, but if you're doing your best and you fail, then that's okay. Like, I am a firm believer that like putting your best foot forward, if that means that I hate that they use the word fail a class, because your identity does not become you are a failure because you didn't pass this class. Like, it was just hard, and that just means that you have to try again, and that's okay. So hopefully that makes sense also. My one really awesome friend on Instagram gave me some good stuff, so I'll just read them off. She said, you can't control what other people do, so stop trying and just love them. We were not put on this earth to fix people. We were put on this earth to love them, and sweetly, that's a lot of S's. Jesus heals them through that. So just love the people around you. Don't look for everybody's faults. Don't try and fix them. Don't try and fix them so that you feel better about yourself. Just love them where they're at, because that's what they need. She said, and I had never considered this, she said, join one organization you wouldn't normally choose. And I actually think that's a great idea. Like, go out of your comfort zone, do what you wouldn't expect yourself to do. And I mean, the results might surprise you. So She also said the experience, and I kind of just touched on this, the experience matters more than what you're studying. So find a degree you love rather than what you think is the right choice. And I totally agree. It's so important to go into college knowing that you're going to find out more about yourself as a human than yourself as a student. And I mean, having a degree at all is going to be super helpful in getting a job. And so don't focus on that and then choose something that you absolutely hate just because you're like, oh freak, I needed to choose this. If you don't want to be in business, don't be a business major just because you think, well, that's more practical. It's I'm a mass comm student, I mean, not everything is directly related to mass communication, but communication is super helpful. So you can still use that even if you become a nurse. And I think the other thing too that's really important to remember is that you're allowed to change your mind and you're allowed to not change your mind. Everybody always is you're gonna change your mind 15 million times in college, so don't worry, whatever. And I'm I never did. And so don't feel pressured to change your major just because that's what everyone's doing. If you're really enjoying what you're doing, if you're a theater major and people are that's impractical and that's stupid, but you're no, this is really what I want to do, then go do that. There are so many valuable practical things that you learn being a theater major or a music major or a mass comm major or a nursing major. My RA who lived in this room, hello, she was a nursing major and now she owns her own business and she's a photographer. Not related at all, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that she came here, she put the work in, she worked hard, she got married, she has a great life, and she's doing what she loves. And so now she's got this other thing on the side too, and that's awesome. And so don't feel pressured to do what everybody else tells you to do, or that you can't change your mind or do something that doesn't relate to your degree at all once you graduate. It's all just a journey, so just enjoy it. And advice from me personally is soak this time up. I remember I posted something on Instagram about how, when I graduated high school, I said, I can't wait to see where I end up the next time I blink. And y'all, I knew it was going to go fast. I didn't realize it was going to go that fast. And I am just so thankful for everything that I went through, everything that I've learned, everything that I'm going to continue to go through in the next 3 months as it relates to college and this time in my life. It has been just the sweetest, most difficult, most wonderful season. And I'm just so thankful for everything that I've gained. And I'm so thankful that I get to take these experiences with me and I get to do life with these friends now. It's been really sweet. And yeah. Something else that I wish I would have known before college was that your college is not going to do all the work for you. And what I mean by that is that when you go to college and you think, oh, these people are going to help me find a job and all this stuff, that is false. They will provide events and resources for you to go to, but at the end of the day, it's on you. And also, caveat to that is that if you are running after the Lord, you are pursuing Him, you are doing what He has called you to do, He will provide the opportunities. Don't worry about it. Currently, I work for a company called Vision Possible. I did not apply for that job. I am so thankful that I have it. Okay, backstory. Vision Possible was co-founded by Butch Hartman, who created Fairly Odd Parents and Tough Puppy and Danny Phantom and a bunch of just successful things on Nickelodeon. He co-founded that with his wife, Julianne, which actually, you guys go follow them, visionpossible.institute, shameless plug. But they co-founded it together because they wanted people to bring their vision to life. They wanted to help them using the experience that they had gained over the last 30 years doing everything that they've done. I had been following his daughter, Carly, for a while on Instagram. And she reached out to me one day and she's like, hey, I need an assistant. Do you want to do it? And I was like, answered prayer, total answered prayer. I had been needing an internship to graduate. And I just asked her, I said, hey, can this be my internship? I helped her publish a book and I helped her create content. I did research for her. I did all kinds of stuff. And it literally just landed in my lap because I just kept showing up and I just kept trusting the Lord. And then a few months later, I was the craziest, busiest person alive last semester. But she texted me and she said, hey, Christy, do you have room on your plate for another job? And I was like, oh my gosh, what? And so now I work for her mom and dad. And that was a job that again, just landed in my lap. I didn't have to work for it. I didn't have to apply for it. I was just showing up for the Lord, and He provided the opportunity for me to take if I wanted to take it. So, like, just show up, pursue Jesus, and watch Him do the work for you. Like, He is so awesome. I love Him. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully that was helpful for those of you going into college for the first time or the second time. And maybe some of you can relate to that. So leave me a comment, like, share, and subscribe, all those fun things. And let me know what else you guys want to see. And again, thank you guys so much for being here and for caring about what I have to say. So have a great whatever day this is posted.